everybody, let's welcome to the stage, Melanie! Wait for it! Wait for it! That's right, folks. My name's Melanie. A lot of people have been calling me Melania lately. And while, we both did have successful modeling careers, our paths greatly diverged upon marriage. Like, if I was going to marry a guy who liked to put his name on things, it would be Ben or Jerry. Because I'd rather scream for ice cream than from the top of a tower for my freedom. But I can't even use her name anymore. It's so annoying. So I just call her this, that, and the third wife. Yet, the Trump campaign has inspired a whole resurgence of nostalgia for classic American slogans. So a lot of corporations are bringing back old mottos that they had in jingles. So now Taco Bell is saying, "Run for the borders." Twizzlers is saying, "Makes Old South happy." That's inspired by Jeff Sessions. And then Sure Deodorant is saying, "Raise your hands if you're pure." Smells like they all right. But my favorite is that they're rebooting Dracula, and the tagline's gonna be, "Ivanka suck my blood relation." So, speaking of blood relations, I am obviously with child. Changing diapers will be a lot like the Trump administration. Sure, there'll be leaks sometimes, but if there's something really shitty going on, you want a diaper or regime change. So when I told my husband that I was pregnant, I just texted him a picture of the positive pregnancy test. And he texted me back, "How'd that happen?" And I was like, "Oh my God, they didn't teach sex ed in India, So I didn't want to get into the details. I just told him it was leaks of his comey. But y'all, in all honesty, the only reason I'm pregnant is because the government wouldn't pay for my birth control. And ironically, abstinence-only education only made me practice abstinence once I was pregnant. Now, I'm so scared I make my husband sleep in the other room because I don't want to get double pregnant. So when you're pregnant, you really do not show for half the time you're pregnant. So we were staying at this Airbnb and our host was like, "Hey y'all, you want some wine?" I was like, "Oh, sorry, I can't have any. I'm pregnant." And he's like, "Oh no, congratulations." And I just looked straight at him and I said, "You are not the father." And I had been dying to say that to somebody, it made me more happy. I am such a cliche millennial hipster mom. I go to a party and I bring craft root beer. Obviously I've been plowed, seeded, and I'm just waiting for the harvest. This whole process is just farm to cradle. Obviously I'm one of those parents who doesn't think it's ever too early to expose your child to embarrassment. So I'm doing a little stand-up set right now, but obviously I'd rather be sitting down. Going through the process of prenatal visits is so wondrous, The first time my doctor was like, "Oh, you should feel the baby kick soon because you're skinny," I got so excited she said I was skinny. And then we had our first ultrasound, and now you can see the kid's backbone, which was so exciting because then I knew my kid wouldn't grow up to be a Republican, So now we're in a position where we're trying to find a pediatrician for our little nugget, And when I was growing up, my mom always had us go to female doctors because she wanted us to know that girls can be anything boys can be. But since my kid's going to be part Indian, I don't know if I should do that because I want to tell her, you don't have to be a doctor or an engineer. So now when I go out in public, it's very obvious I'm pregnant. So people feel very cavalier to say things to me. And they have a couple different reactions, Yesterday I was at the farmer's market, and I had a number of people just see me and go, "Aww." You know, so now I know what it's like to be a puppy. People are just happy to see you. But then also, because of my physical disability, people are very concerned because I have a bit of a limp, you know. So they'll be like, "Are you okay? Do you need help?" And I don't want to go through my medical records, so I just say, "Yeah, I'm fine." So what we really need is like more visibility about how pregnancy manifests in all types of people. So I was thinking we could have the pregnancy Olympics, you know? Like, one contest could be smallest grunt getting up from the couch, or it could be longest period between having to go to the bathroom, or, well, this is more truth or dare, you know? How late in your pregnancy can someone ask you your due date and you just look them and say, "Oh, I'm not keeping it"? So there's a lot of old wives' tales about pregnancy that are just not true. Like, the other day I was getting a $75 massage, and the masseuse is like, "Oh, sorry, I can't massage your feet because it'll induce labor." And I was like, "I can't pay you $75 unless you massage my feet. I really hope you do. That is a command." Now, my husband is a scientist, so he doesn't believe in any of that bullshit. Which, you know, I wish he would a little, you know? The other day he calls me and he's like, "Hey baby, can you help me bring in the groceries?" And I was like, how motherfucking pregnant do I need to be before I don't have to carry anything but a baby? But don't worry, guys. Like, my husband is great. He has been so patient learning how to take care of a baby for me, you know? Like, the other day, I ordered Pizza Hut, and he's like, "Honey, why'd you order Pizza Hut? We have a better local joint down the street." And I was just like, "I didn't know you did what Pizza Hut. Why did you tell me?" But, you know, pregnancy has brought out the worst in me. Like, things I used to complain about, now I do. It wasn't until I got my baby shower photos back when I realized I was sitting like this. Because your body naturally wants to just spread your legs once you get close to delivery time, you know? And I was like, "Baby," to my husband, it's going to get confusing later, but for now, I was like, "Baby, I'm man-spreading." And he's like, "No, you're not, honey. You're mom-spreading." One thing I am very possessive about is my baby's name. You know, I don't want to tell anyone yet. So, you know, people will be like, "Hey, what's your name and your baby?" And I'll be like, "Oh, it's a secret, but I will tell you that my placenta will be named the Blob." When you're pregnant, people ask you a lot of invasive questions. Like, "Are you breastfeeding? Are you going to have a doula?" And I'm just like, I'm not going to follow the 10 doula commandments. All jokes aside, folks, I just want to have a healthy baby. You know, I want her to grow up and get a good job in the coal mines. My little coal mining daughter. I can't wait to see what her first tweet is. And while I do worry about bullying, I think her generation will be different, you know? Like, she probably won't end up being the butt of her emails. I'll do it shorter.
Without the fucking...
Yeah.
If you can.
So pregnancy is fucking miserable. Oh, I have so much emotion around this.